Catherine Ponder has only written one foreword to someone's book, and it was our speaker today. Reverend Paula Langguth.
How is everybody today? Yay. I'm so glad you guys are here. I gotta tell you, I have been on the road for 60 days, and I've spoken in a lot of churches. And when I closed my eyes and you guys were singing the opening songs and stuff, I would have sworn there was a 200-person choir. The harmonies going. I was really impressed. It's like I've been in church up in here like this since I was in Kenya. That was raising the roof. But I have been on the road. Actually, today is 61 days, for those of you who get my newsletter. Today is officially 61 days. And I have had with me this entire time my favorite goldfish. His name is Jesus Christopher. Do I laugh at your children's names? Okay. So if we can give a warm community welcome to Jesus Christopher, please. Okay, this has happened in all the frat towns I've been to. I'm assuming there are some reality shows out there. Okay, did anybody see my fish? He's really cute, he's red. No? Okay, what if you see him at any point in time? Would you please let me know? I hate when that happens. He's my favorite fish. Okay, who brought sushi? I'm going to find out. I am. But in the meantime, we will go on. Don't you just hate it when you're attached to something and it just appears like that? Okay, we recompose, okay? Where's I going to go with this? What do you think? Does anybody else not see my fish? I'm just making sure I'm not listening.
He's invisible.
I wish he was. He's really pretty. Okay, maybe my glasses adjusted. Anyway. I'm getting distracted by what's not there. Is anybody else getting distracted by what's not there? Or is it just me? Anyway, it reminds me, I live in Boulder, Colorado. Any Boulder, Colorado fans? We had not. We have amazing air in Boulder, Colorado. I'm just saying. Just saying. Not saying you guys like it or anything. I'm just saying. But no, I moved into this condo that I love because it has a creek that runs under the living room. I'm up on the 7th floor, and every night I just slide glass windows open and just listen. Fall asleep listening to this paddling brook. I had a fountain in my bedroom that I just turned off after the second night. I was like, I just got this was great. So I moved in September, and all of a sudden one day I wake up, and this is what I hear. Absolutely nothing. My creek is no longer running. And this is when I learned, but an unknown, little known fact in Boulder, Colorado, I learned about a thing called a seasonal creek. And so I mentioned it to someone on the elevator. And the woman says to me, oh, yes. She goes, that's why, they turn it on in May, and they turn it off in October. It's to irrigate the fields. That's why everybody who wants to sell their condos puts it on the market in May. I thought, how interesting. What an interesting consciousness. Think about that. They put it on the market in May because they're afraid that they won't get something that they want if the water's not flowing. Or that they'll lose something that they want if the water's not flowing. Just like I think it means something that my fish is suddenly missing. Does it mean something about me, or does it mean something about you people? Who moved my fish? That's for the non-vegetarians, right? Instead of who moved my cheese. So think about this. Think about this from any standpoint in our lives. When we're thinking about the thing we think we lack. Think about the thing you think you lack right now in your life. Maybe it's health, maybe it's finances, maybe it's respect, maybe it's love. What is it you think you lack right now? And as you think about that, think about how much time and energy and attention you put to the thing you think you lack, how it distracts you. There's my fish. I want my fish. And keep your hands raised if you think there are greedy people in this world. Why do we think there are greedy people? Because they have something we don't have. And so we put that energy out there, that somehow we're separate from them. And the truth is, we can't see anything out there that isn't already in here. And this is an important distinction because it goes not only to we can't see the greed out there, if it's not already in me. Did you hear that? What did I say?
It's not already in you.
Yes. But at the same time, we can't see the abundance in us if it's not already out there. I was fascinated by the power of attention. Thank you for sending me the book. This was the coolest thing. So they say, hey, we do these things, these talks on these books and stuff. And instead of going, hey, go grab yourself a copy, they go, we're going to send you one. And we know you're on the road, so where would you think you'd be out here? And so we intercepted, it was like Superman intercepting, the comet or something. But I was fascinated by this concept that Wayne Dyer talked about our oneness and everything. And he said, the field of intention, which is responsible for all creation, is constantly giving. In fact, it knows no bounds to its giving. It just keeps on converting pure, formless spirit into a myriad of material forms. A myriad of material forms. That means when we get attached to a certain form, like fish, then we miss the opportunity to see the good that's actually there. Well, now I have this amazing empty bowl. I can do whatever I want with it, yes. But is it really empty? What's in the bowl? Water. What else is in the bowl? Air. So it's already full to overflowing, yes? Okay. But what if there was invisible supply in the bowl? What if everything we desired was already in the bowl? Even if we don't see it. You talk about, I am success, I am abundance, because that's who God is. Never been anything else. Okay, now I love movies. Any movie buffs here? You can't live in Burbank and not be a movie buff. I see that somebody made a recommendation for a hotel nearby. Instead, I found out that there was a hotel about 15 minutes from here that has the facade to the hangar for Casablanca. So I stayed at the Airtel. Now I had a blast sitting at the pool, reading, with the little white lights surrounding me, and watching the little planes taking off and going, oh, there's the plane for, the plane for Casablanca, where Lisbon, plane for Lisbon. But yeah, so I love movies, and I find obscure movies that don't do very well here in the United States. Anyone ever see a movie called The Rock? I'm sorry, The Road. The Road by Corman. It was based on a book by Corman McCarthy. A very dark film. The entire film is very dark. But what's interesting about this film are the two characters. It is a film about an apocalypse has already taken place. There is nothing living on the planet. There's no pure water, there are no animals, there are very few people, and they're categorized as good people or bad people. And the only difference is the good people do not eat other people. How many good people do we have in the audience? Those of you who did not raise your hand, not going near you at the fellowship hour, I'm just saying. So you got good people and bad people. But what's fascinating is the little boy was born like 6 months after this apocalypse happened. This is the only thing he's known. Think about apocalypses that have happened in your life and how you compare it to what you used to have, right? So this is a kid who's only ever known not enough. He's only ever known this is what there is. And it ain't anything to write home about, yes? But every time they meet up with someone, his first reaction is to want to share whatever food they have. to share his food. His dad is always going, hello, we don't have enough. We can't be giving food to everybody that comes around. We have to hold on to what we have. Because there won't be enough. We might starve. And one day, they stumble across, now every time he goes into a dark place, nothing good comes from it, let me just say. So this one time he stumbles across an underground cellar. And he goes down, and the father goes down there, and he finds like everything. It's like a storm cellar that just lined up with canned goods, you name it. And they go down there and they eat their fill. And the little boy is sitting on the bed, and he says, shouldn't we thank these people for this? And his dad goes, yeah, go ahead if you want to. So he sits up on the bed and he goes, like this. He's never even seen people pray. And he says, thank you for Cheetos and soup, people. But the fascinating thing was, when they leave, they don't stay there and eat everything that's there. They don't take everything with them. Did I mention there is no other food anywhere? They eat for a few days, they rest up, they get clean, they take what they can carry, and they go on. They keep moving forward toward their goal, which is to reach the southern part in the country so that they are warmer when the next winter comes. But the fascinating thing is, here's a young boy who all he's ever known is the nothingness. And his only reaction over and over again is, how can I share this? You know, we receive only as generously as we give. But the problem is we're so afraid to give because we don't see the next part. Because we've forgotten that there's nowhere that God is not. What was our statement that we read this morning? There is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. Most of the time when we say that, our brain goes to, and it's bigger than all the other powers. It's like, our God is the best transformer. And the truth is, there are no other transformers. There's just God. And there is no place that God is not. So in the place where you think you lack something, and our ego goes, yes, but it's water and there's air, and so it's always there. But the rest of us is going, it's an empty bowl. Yes. Where's the good in the bowl? Yes, I understand that the substance is in the bowl, but where's the good in the bowl? Where's the form? I don't see. Where's mine? I see it up there. Everybody else has it. Where's mine? And the problem is we're so intent on looking at what's missing that we never ever see what's actually there. Always present in our lives, active. We are the jelly marbles of the universe. And when we are separate from God, we are these little crinkled up, little rock hard things about the size of an ear and backing. They're all sprinkled up and hard. And we aren't open at all. We can't receive anything. But when we immerse ourselves in the substance of God that's ever present and ever active in our lives, what happens? We expand. We receive all the good that the universe has for us. And our invisible supply becomes visible. The fascinating thing, when I read the book, was it Christine, I think, said, go through and whatever jumps out at you, talk about it. And so I was like flipping through the book, and I was so enamored of the last chapter, connected people. How many connected people do we have here? Yay! Now, the rest of you? Your homework is to write 100 times on the blackboard today, I am connected with God at all times. Did we not just have that lesson? Do I need to do it again? Okay, let's ask the question again. How many connected people do we have here today? That's better. Okay. The secret to the power of intention, you ready? Is in thinking and and acting the same as the all-providing source from which all originates. It's always providing, and I choose to be a provider too. The more I give of myself and all that flows to me, the more I see flowing back to me. As I give, so I receive. But the problem is we think we're limited in some way. Our egos so want to believe, I'm not one with God. You know, I can't do what Jesus did. I'm just human. No, you're not. That's a lie you've been telling yourself. You are spiritual. You are a spiritual being, having a spiritual experience in a human form. That's why you're the jelly roll. And now the water's inside you, not just outside you. It is one with you. I love when limitlessness happens. How many fans of the Independence Day are there? 4th of July?
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Independence Day celebrates our liberation from limiting thinking. And I was fascinated. The first time I gave this talk, I was at Uni Boulder. Completely unexpected. They asked me if I would fill in. I said yes. And it was the day after Southern Sudan announced its independence. And what I loved most about this was all of my feminist friends on Facebook, who all wrote, I like South Sudan because women were allowed to vote. Now, I don't know about any other women in this room or any of the guys either, but I'm always allowed to vote. I'm allowed to do anything I dang well please, anytime I dang well please do it. That does not mean my vote's going to be counted. It just means I get to vote. I am allowed to be one with God. Because there's never a time when I'm not. So I sat down in solidarity with my sisters, and I wrote a Declaration of Inner Independence. And if you'd like a copy of this, there are a bunch of them on that table, although that table may be over there. Depends on if you want something after the service, rush over there, buy it real quick, take it out there, and we'll wait for it so that the oneness blessing can occur with great joy and glee. So close your eyes. I want to read this to you. This is your Declaration of Inner Independence. I declare my independence from all inner thoughts of lack and limitation. I release all past thoughts of abandonment, unworthiness, and powerlessness. I embrace my inner strength, courage, love, light, abundance, and joy. I declare that nothing and no one can stand between me and my good, because nothing and no one stands between me and the infinite power of the universe. Because there is only one power in the universe, God, the good. All knowledge, all wisdom, all power, filling all space. I hold these truths to be self-evident. That I am one with all that is and all that ever will be. That I am open and receptive to seeing the good in all things, and that I am ready, willing, and able to step forward in faith and take positive action toward creating the life I truly desire today and every day. Breathe that in. God is filling all space in you right now. This is who you are. This is who you came here to be. It's your choice to decide today. Do I want to choose to be one with all that I am? Or do I wish to choose to think I'm not? Because the truth is, you always are. You can choose to think you're not, but it doesn't change the truth of who you are in this world. Namaste.